Good to see you guys.
Do you
All,
mind if I don't
not
ask a
a whole
question?
lot going on. I'll answer any questions for you. Just
Hey, don't turn that off.
sixth
Seriously,
practice
shut
of
up,
spring.
shut up. You shut up.
Second.
I'm not gonna.
Clay? Oh, yes, good.
That's fine. Clay?
Yeah, Clay usually just speaks anyways.
I was trying to follow protocol. Coach, how are you?
Knows him well.
How's the Luke Fickle, Chris Ash collaboration?
It's going well. It's going well. We've, you've heard the term overhaul. We've been pretty good against the rush defense the last few years, and not very good against pass defense. So we're completely revamping the entire back end of how we do our business, and so far it's been pretty good. You know, the Von Bell injury set us back a little bit, and so Cam Burrows is in there. We got those three safeties we feel good about. Obviously not enough.
But it's Chris this and Luke that, they don't, you know what I mean?
Oh, no. It's completely meshed together very well.
Austin, front row right.
Urban Stan mentioned on Saturday or last week that Dontre was no longer in the running back meeting room. Has his role changed at all? Is it more emphasis on as a receiver?
Yeah, he's a starting age. He took Philly Brown's spot, so he's full-time receiver. We did take him today and put him in some back action. You know, I don't use that term person Harvard very loosely. There's only probably one of him. But we like that hybrid position is really a key guy. Good thing that Jalen Marshall, before he got hurt, was doing really well. He's got the body type for that, and then a kid named Curtis Samuel. So we got three body types that, but by far, Dontre is the number one spot.
It seemed like thinking back to August that you were more intent on labeling him as a running back, and that he maybe worried about the hands coming along, at least at that point. Is he?
Much better. I think he's a starting age now, I think.
Tim?
Urban, a couple things. Number one, Joshua Perry, did you see him make a move the last couple of games last year? And has he continued to do that from an improvement standpoint from becoming a?
Yeah, I had him call up the team today because he's without question one of the top 5 most improved players. Demeanor's always been there, work ethic's been there. The toughness element is something that's really improved, and love of the game. I think he's a wonderful guy to coach. Much improved player.
Are you seeing what you want to see? Kind of an odd question though from Braxton as he stands there and watches and stuff. And I don't know how much you've even spoken to him or.
Oh yeah, I tell him almost every snap. Yeah, I think so. It's just he needs those reps. Yeah, he's doing everything we asked him.
Bill?
Could you assess how the wide receiver group is looking with Devin Smith?
Devin's doing good. Our receiver, probably in order, would be Devin Smith, Michael Thomas, without including the tight end, because there are certainly either one or two, Jeff Harmon out there. Corey Smith and JC transfer redshirt the last year. He's looked good at times. He's more consistent. And trying to who else we got out there. Evan Spencer's not practicing. He's hurt. And Johnny Dixon's doing good. Jeff Green's doing okay. He needs to keep pushing. James Clark is he's not alive yet. But he had a good day today. He's just not busy with the shoulder
Do
surgery.
you feel like that unit's going to be what?
I think it's better be one of our strengths.
Far left, Matt?
As you said, it's only 6 practices in, it's early, but are you seeing a position or positions where the competition is, where you want it, where at this stage you're like, I don't know who's going to emerge at that position, but I'm feeling good about the depth. Are there positions, or is it just across the board? What do you see?
The only position where there's, I'd say 2, maybe 3, the positions that we've recruited well and there's depth right now is the defensive line. You have some good players out there, not just the first group, so there is some competition. Wide receiver, you see some competition for some spots. The tailback position. Other than that, just like the offensive line, we're just trying to put that thing together. We don't have enough depth there. That's where Jamarco Jones and Demetrius Dobbs have to come in and help us. I think the tight enders, because Nick Finette's starting to push Jeff Harmon a little bit. But those are the only positions. And that's not atypical. That's spring practice.
Right.
That's where you got to count on Eric Smith to come in, Marshawn Lattimore to come in, and Berger, Dante Booker, and Sam Hubbard to come in and push the linebacker through a little bit. But those are the three that I mentioned, you see lists of competition in the spring, because you have depth.
Front row middle, Todd?
Erwin, can you kind of give us your assessment of Saturday scrimmage? Are there any guys who moved up and moved down based on performance Saturday?
Titus Powell, rated a champion, I should have that for you. Titus Powell, Tom, was there any offensive guys rated champion?
Nick Vanette.
Nick Vanette?
Pat Elmore.
Yeah, Pat Elmore. Pat Elmore has earned himself a starting spot, he's a starting offensive guy, and Nick Vanette is, like I said, he's been, from the offseason to now, he's been really pushing for plenty of time.
What about the running back part? It's still sort of a mismatch.
Rod actually had a really good day today. Rod Smith, and Ezekiel Elliott. No one's going to be something or something.
Second row, Ari?
Coach, down in the South, spring football is such a big part of what they do at the high school level, and obviously has a big impact on the way recruits get noticed and recruiting, and even how you guys are involved. Are you surprised that spring football is not or there's no spring football in Ohio, and how does that impact the way you guys approach recruiting down there as opposed to up here?
That's a good question. It's much easier to evaluate in the South because you can physically watch them practice. Here you go sit right and maybe watch them, or maybe they do some skill work. So but certainly it's almost another year of football the way you look at it. You have 4 years of spring football. It gives you one more. It's basically 5 years of high school football getting ready to go. But that's that's the way it is. But there is an advantage for evaluation to go physically watch them.
You ever surprised that with how advanced Ohio high school football is, that they haven't gone to that model or are in a situation where they have that?
Oh, I don't know. I see you said my surprise.
Surprised that they, for how important that is.
I
for
know
the
every
development of the team.
every other year there's been conversation. I'm surprised there's not something more, where, maybe not full spring practice because you have weather issues. But I'm surprised there's not an opportunity like when the spring sports are finished, get at least a weekend or 2 weeks in. I thought at some point they do that.
Last couple of questions, Doug?
Urban, whatever you guys did offensively last season, it's like you could always, if you needed to, lean on the offensive line, lean on Carlos. How much will the offense have to be different in the fall? Because even if you guys are good on the offensive line and good at running back, you're maybe not going to be at the point where, when in doubt, lean on that. Do you have to be more dynamic to compensate for that, or how much do you think the base of the offense has to change?
Well, that's where Dontre's and Jalen Marshall's, the little bubble screens, and we're going to have to take the pressure. You're right. We won't, as bad as we want an offensive line like we did last year. It's going to take a while to develop that. I think at some point, because we recruited well and our line coach, that'll happen. But no, it's going to be a different. We're going to have to lean on maybe some perimeter ways of getting first downs and all that. Where last year was when you rush for 300+ yards a game, it's because that offense line was so good. We have other weapons. It will be a different little taste of it the way last year.
Last question, Blake.
Do you think you can find anybody on this campus who's faster than Dontre Wilson? And if there is, and the kid played football, would you let him
Yes and yes.
walk on, I guess?
I imagine there's some little guy that runs really fast, or maybe some big guy who does. Certainly a tap on the shoulder. You want to come play for that? Tom, you got to find a guy faster than Dontre.
I'll take him.
I think, one thing, I think that's good that you asked, though. We met with a student newspaper, we're going to meet with the student leaders, and the one group of people that I think often get overlooked are the students. That's something that, that's why we don't do something first, because this year, we have a student day coming up that I think we can have, and then just to make sure we're always giving back. The quick cows are always, we do all that stuff for the students, so we want students to take ownership of our team. I think that's real important. See you guys.
Thank you.